Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, I want to talk about good Hydra champions in this game. Alright, I think Hydra has been in the game for 5 months now. It is not a very popular content right now, but I think players said like Hydra is one of their main focus for this year, and they're going to do some tuning to the Hydra and release a new difficulty and new head and etc. That's why I think it's necessary to make a video letting you guys know all the good Hydra champion in this game. So like the purpose of this video is not letting you guys know like, oh, Duchess is good, Chris is good, Tuanora is good. Right? Everybody knows that. In this video, the purpose is I want you guys to know that there are a lot of other choices in this game. Alright, for Hydra that are really good. Some champions probably very underrated. You probably have them and you put them in your vault and you never know. Like until you saw, you never know they're good until you see this video. All right. One example is I just made a video about Skullor Vargo and Corona couple days ago. Like Corona is an amazing Hydra champion. All right. You never know it until you try it. So in this video, I want to like letting you guys know a lot of good choices for Hydra that not many people use. Again, first let me do a quick disclaimer. If I did not mention a certain champion in this video, it doesn't mean they're not good. Like it's impossible for me to know every champion in this game, especially epics, right? It's impossible for me to know everything. So it is likely that if I did not mention the champion in this video, they're still good for Hydra. All right, so let's go with faction. All right, so Bannerlord, the champion that I think is super good for Hydra, the legendary champion is Lord Champford. All right, I think Murder Inc. did a video showcasing Lord Champford a while back. Basically, he is the best choice for the Head of Mischief tank, because Head of Mischief is always going to target the champion with the most buffs. So Lord Champford, after Broke, this is a one-turn skill. He is always going to have a 20% max HP shield. This is really good because like 20% max HP on a HP based champion, this is massive. Alright, this is way more compared to Blood Shield Ring accessories, and he has a decreased accuracy and decreased attack. Decreased accuracy is really good debuff in Hydra. Decreased attack, obviously the best one. So this is a champion you probably gonna go with if you are dealing with Head of Mischief. And for the other Bannerlords, for legendary ones, I don't think there are any champion here that is super impressive. For the epics, it's Stagnite. All right, already a super popular choice for the dungeons in this game, but he is really good in Hydra. I've seen people using this champion in my clan to 1-key the brutal difficulty. Alright, basically he can do all the debuffs you need for Hydra. Decrease speed, decrease defense, and decrease attack. Pretty much everything you need, and very good base speed, very good HP and defense stats. Overall, it's just a very solid champion. For the other epics, Ursula is maybe like good for early game, but I don't think if you're doing the hard or brutal difficulty, I think there are just a better choice than Ursula. So yeah, I guess that's it for the Bannerlord. Let's go to the High Elf. So the viable choice here, probably this dude here, Tatura. I think I have a +2 Tatura on my account. Alright, I just have a good luck with this fusion champion. This is just like a budget version of Duchess in Hydra, or only in Hydra. This dude is a budget Duchess. Alright, this is really good. Block debuff, increased defense, and perfect fail. Like the only problem of this champion is he is going to hit, right? He does not put perfect veil on himself. So after he used this skill on the Head of Torment, he is going to get True Fear. That's the only problem with this champion. Otherwise, like this champion is super solid. And Arbiter is also really good. Like a lot of people think this is an arena champion, right? But try this out. Try this champion out in Hydra. Alright? Actually a very good champion. But if you want to, but don't bring your arena build into Hydra. If you want to try Arbiter in Hydra, you're gonna re-gear her a little bit. Alright? don't use those type of like flat attack gauntlets with triple speed substats. You have to like give her a little bit toughness. You have to gear her a little bit. So yeah, if you want to try Arbiter in Hydra, re-gear her a little bit. Alright, for the epics, Royal Guard. Alright, no need to talk about this champion a lot. Probably the second best enemy max HP champion for Hydra. The best is Husk, because of Husk is a HP based champion. And for the rest, I don't think any champion here is super impressive. Maybe Vergis. Vergis can do a lot of buffs on himself. I think this champion can also be a good Head of Mischief tank. You can build this champion with resistance. He has 45 base resistance. It's not bad. But the problem of this champion is he doesn't do much damage. Even if you put him in War Master, he just doesn't have any damage. Alright, so for the next Sacred Order, for the Legendary here, alright, I think, alright, so this champion is very popular in my clan. At least I saw a lot of my clanmates are using Archbishop Pithroy in Brutal Hydra difficulty, because I'm in a super well clan. The team that they bring into Nightmare difficulty is always gonna be Duchess Krisk. Alright, so we only gonna see team diversity in Brutal difficulty in my clan. So I see a lot of players in my clan bring this champion into the Brutal Hydra team. Basically, he can do increased defense and shield, and increased accuracy, heal reduction, block buffs, pretty much everything you need, and accuracy aura. So yeah, this champion is very solid. Pretty much a lot of debuffs you need. And for the other legendaries here, obviously Venus. Everybody knows this champion. Not many like decreased defense and weaken champion in this game. I think only 3: Venus, Dracomorph, and Lydia. Alright. Yeah, only 3 champions can do that. I think another Orc legendary can also do that, but it's conditional. Alright, so Venus, everybody knows this champion. No need to cover her a lot. So Cardio is also really good. Let me show you guys a team that my clan member is using. Alright, so here, look at this team here. I think this is much more low spending friendly compared to all these Duchess Krisk team, right? Even though it has a cardio, it is the only, it has Krisk also. So, but it doesn't have a Duchess, and it does like 51 million damage. That's really impressive with cardio. I think this is obviously a resistance build, so I think cardio is really good in Hydra. Just not many people use this champion right now. Alright, let's move on to the epics. For the epics, obviously Inquisitor Shaman. No need to cover this champion. The goal of this video is show you guys some underrated Hydra champions. Alright, so for here, wow, 3 rows of epics. Mordecai is good. Alright, Mordecai is a good Hydra champion with HP burn. But for the rest, I don't think these champions are really viable. Alright, for the barbarians, let's see. Obviously 200 rank, one of the best. Alright, the reason that I don't need to bring a Duchess into Brutal difficulty is because I use 200 rank. 200 rank is so strong. She constantly cleanse 1 or 2 debuffs and increase speed, increase defense, and block buff spread, and A1 is also really strong. Like, this champion is just perfect for Hydra. Alright, I think this champion is better than a Duchess in Hydra. So I have 2 of this champion. Very lucky. For the epics, I think ally attack champ is always really good for Hydra, right? Yeah, I think this is also a budget choice for Hydra. He can help your team a lot, I think. Franklin the Fat. And for the rest, no, I think like in terms of epic quality, barbarians epics are just not very good. Alright, so let's go to the Ogryn tribe. For here, the first one is Gerbtug. I think like if you're doing normal or hard difficulty, Gerbtug is super solid. with this block buff, it gives your team like 20 something percent increased damage, especially if you're using a Tronda. Like if you use Tronda's A2 against a Hydra hit, it's one hit is going to be like more than 50% of Hydra's HP if you pair Tronda with Grip Tug. Alright, so super solid champion for Hydra. And another one a lot of people might underestimate is Shamrock. Alright, if you guys got this champion and you're struggling Hydra, use the champion Hydra. Super solid champion. His skill kit is super long. Just look at this. How many lines is this? Increase defense, increase speed, increase crit rate, revive on death, and continuous heal. Look at all these buffs. Super useful. And decrease speed, AoE decrease speed on all Hydra heads with the accuracy aura. I think there is a player in my clan that used Shamrock this rotation. Let me show you guys the team setup here. It is Nightmare difficulty, 1 key here, 1 key Nightmare difficulty with a Duchess and Shamrock. The rest are all epics. Like I think this is also a very low spending team. It still has a Duchess, but this is 1 key Nightmare. So, like yeah, Shamrock doesn't really have damage. Look at this Guardian set, right? If you got this champion, do not put him in your vault. All right, if you're struggling with Hydra, try him out. Build this champion at Guardian set or something. So for the epics, let's take a look here. I don't think there are anything that's super impressive for the Ogryn. Oh, alright. So I forgot this dude here, Hugo. I think this is the best, probably like the best support champion for Hydra in the game currently. Like this is the only champion in the game that can do decreased defense and block buffs in the same skill. Alright, it is 100%. And this skill is an AoE cleanse, even though it's only can cleanse 1 debuff. But in terms of a epic, that's good enough. Let's cleanse and AoE heal. Alright, so this champion is probably like the best support champion, best epic support champion for Hydra. Alright, so let's move on to the next faction. Alright, everybody knows what champion is good in this faction. Krisk, probably the best. Alright, but I recently just sacrificed my Krisk. So on my account, I only have a empowered Krisk. I only have 1 Krisk for Nightmare difficulty because I feel like empowering my Krisk is gonna make my Nightmare team a lot better. So, and for my Brutal team, I do not need a Krisk. I think there are a lot of other choices you can have. But like if you have 2 Krisk, I wouldn't recommend you to sacrifice your Krisk because I don't know like about your gear level. I think for Brutal difficulty, like I don't think you need a Krisk to 1-key this. Look at these teams. There are a lot of teams without Krisk that can do decent damage. So yeah, I sacrificed my Krisk like a week ago. But for here, Scholar Vargo is also super solid for Hydra. This is a lot of people consider a meme champion. Alright, just try this champion out, especially like pairing with Geomancer against a Head of Wrath. His A1 can do multiple hits, sometimes 5 hits, 10 hits. He's gonna instantly proc Head of Wrath passive. Alright, just try this champion out, super solid. For the epics, I don't think there are any champion here that is very solid. So let's move on to the next Skinwalker. Alright, obviously Coronar. I just showcased the champion, super strong for Hydra. He does a lot of damage, constantly counter-attacking. Alright, you go with War Master and he can do a lot of damage, around 70% damage of a any max HP champion. And this champion is a tank, alright? Super solid. I think Tunisia is also really good, but like the problem with this champion Hydra is she's a attack-based champion. Alright, she is very squishy. If you want to use this champion Hydra, which you could, you're gonna build her with toughness, which is a little bit hard, consider the base HP is so low. So for next, let's see, is there any champion here that is good for Hydra? I don't think so. So Skinwalker, that's about it. Let's go to the orcs. Is there anyone here that is super good for Hydra? Well, I don't think there are any champion here that's super good for Hydra. The legendary is here. Unfortunately, maybe Iron Brago. decreased attack on all enemies, and he has a very strong passive which increase all ally 10% this champion's defense. Yeah, I think the only usable option like for Hydra on Orc faction is probably Iron Brago, but like there are just many other decreased attack champions in this game. So unless you don't have other options, you can go with him. But like I don't see many people use him, and I think for the Orc faction legendary champions, he is the only one that is viable. For the Orc epics, probably not. I would say like this dude here, Doug the Pierced, also a decreased attack champion. Alright, decreased defense, decreased attack. It is solid. Alright, I think this champion is really solid. Probably better than Iron Brago. He is also usable. For the rest, I don't think I missed anyone, right? Wow, this dude looks so cool. I never took a look at this champion before. Alright. Yeah, that's about it. For Orc, for Demonspawn, our Prince Karma is actually usable. Like, if you guys just try this champion out, I know a lot of people build this champion for arena. Like, if you want to use this champion in Hydra, I would recommend you guys to re-gear this champion. All right, take out the flat stats gear you put on him. You don't have to build this champion crazy fast. All right, and if you want to use him in Hydra, re-gear him to have full crit. So you're gonna have 5% poisons, right? It's better than nothing, obviously. Yeah, very solid champion for Hydra. And here, alright, Whittier is also really good, even though she's a like pure healer. Alright, is she good in Hydra? I don't know, but I think I saw other content creators showcase the champion Hydra. But personally, I probably like won't bring her in Hydra because she's a pure healer. Like as a support champion in Hydra team, like I would rather have a reviver or decreased attack champion. So yeah, maybe she's good. All right, Duchess obviously the best Hydra champion in the game, probably one of the best. Nothing really need to be said about Duchess. And let's take a look at epics. All right, Umbro Enchantress. That's the first epic champion that comes to my mind. Super solid, especially against Head of Blight, which can do Poison Cloud. Like this is 100% guaranteed block buffs in a void affinity. That's why if you like want to make sure you have block buffs, this is better than Yugo, because Yugo is magic affinity, you could weak hit. Right, this is not gonna weak hit if you build enough accuracy. Alright, any other champion here that is super good for Hydra? I think that's probably it. Alright, now let's take a look at undead horde faction. A lot of quality champions here. For the first row here, maybe Bad Alcazar, 2 continuous heal. Like unless you have no other healer, you can go with him. But otherwise, I think there are a better choice. But don't get me wrong, this is not a bad champion. Just probably not the best choice you're gonna go with. So Mashaut, I think this is one of the best damage dealer for Hydra. Even though like if you want to bring him into Hydra, you might not build him full attack. Alright, because his base defense super low, base HP not that high. You're gonna give him toughness to survive. The Hydra deals crazy damage, especially to those type of squishy champions. That's why like I think I'm using like a defense percentage chest on my Mashaut in order for him not to be one shot basically. But he's a very solid champion with this crit damage, increased speed, and True Fear AoE Leech. AoE Leech is really good. Like this AoE Leech is gonna keep up. So this AoE Leech is gonna help your other champions survive, and this AoE A1 overall probably the best legendary damage dealing champion for Hydra. Alright, next maybe Sildren Katam. I think this champion, not many people use this champion, but I think he is not really a bad champion. Like remove shield block damage, unkillable. This is actually whatever. Alright, heal reduction, and this is defense down weaken, right? So this is so this is either defense down or weaken. Okay, but that's fine. His A1 is AoE decrease speed. That's good, and yeah, Not the best champion, but I think if you don't have other decreased defense, decreased speed champion, you can try this champion out. Not really a bad choice. And obviously Sifi, one of the best champion in the game. Nothing really need to be said about Sifi. And next, I think Euros is also not really a bad choice. His A1 is also gonna give him a shield and ally protection and strengthen. And this is AoE decreased speed here. So like this is a very solid champion with some poisons. Even the poison doesn't really work in Hydra, and very high base HP. This is a Doom Tower champion. I think this is the second Doom Tower legendary champion. It takes around 6 months to get this champion. Basically a champion that everybody can get, if you just play long enough. Not really a bad choice. If you don't have Krisk, try this champion out. Alright, even though he doesn't have decreased attack, but he has strengthen. Everybody takes 25% less damage, and build this champion as a also he has a guaranteed. This is a guaranteed decreased speed, right? Alright, so not really guaranteed. You need two poison debuff. But anyways, build this champion super tanky and make him to be like a head of mischief tank. It works. Then for the epics, Husk, obviously the best enemy max HP champion in the game because he is HP based. He is tanky, much tankier than Royal Guard. For the rest, is there anything good here? Alright, I think Volgoth is also good. His usage is just a head of mischief tank. Give him resistance, and he has a crazy healing passive, and he can take hits and heal your team. That's about it. Alright, let's move on to the next Dark Elf. Okay, so here, I think Lydia. Yeah, I think all these three Void Affinity Legendaries, Lydia, Vizix, and Mithrala, is super good in Hydra. Lydia, already super popular, and nothing really need to be said about this champion. And I think all these reviews are like underrated, alright? Because when this champion first came out, when players start to get him, a lot of people are angry that this champion is not good enough. And I remember like her review was like a 2 out of 5 the first month that people started to get her. That was super weird. Like super awesome champion. Decreased defense, decreased defense and weaken and strengthen increased speed in a same skill with 3 turns cooldown. Super solid. And Vizix, this is a daily login champion, but she is good. A lot of people might not keep this champion because they are just gonna empower Lydia. Am I wrong? I do not have a single Vizix copy in my account, so I cannot showcase this champion, but I know this champion is super solid in Hydra. AoE decreased speed, ally protection in the same skill. Alright, like this skill alone is really good, and this is also a shield on all allies. Alright, so Mithrala, I think Mithrala is super good in Hydra. You can build this champion as a mischief tank because she has super high resistance. This passive here, even though like petrification doesn't work in Hydra, and she has a hex skill, so you can target head of mischief. Alright, and A1 is poison. Like the only thing, like I'm always saying this about Mithrala, the only below average skill on Mithrala is probably this one. I think this is probably not good enough in terms of Void Legendary A1. Alright, the rest of her kit is super solid. And for the epics, let's take a look. Dark Hill is not gonna work because Poison Champion is not gonna work. For the epics, I don't see any like super solid Hydra champions here. So for the Nice Rev, let's see. I think Tomb Lord is okay. Decrease attack, decrease defense, and poison doesn't really work. But if you want to use the champion just as decrease attack, decrease defense, it works. Alright. Alright, Mother Sabelle is also really good. Like she first came into the Hydra team when there was a Shamal cheese strategy, right? And then Plarian fixed the Shamal cheese strategy, and then not many people use her anymore, but she's actually still really good. Alright, she is a very solid champion. Decreased speed on her A1, revive on death, increased speed, and this is gonna like save one of your champions. Alright, just an all-around very good champion. And for Cavalax, this is a champion I don't have, okay? But like I feel like isn't this a enemy max HP skill? Like I don't have this champion, so I can't really try him out. But I feel like if this is a enemy max HP skill, same as Royal Guard or Husk, technically he should be good, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, alright? I do not have this champion. Alright, next one is gonna be Warlam. A lot of people don't talk about this champion, even in Hydra, but he is a very solid Hydra champion. Very good. Like, I think he is Nightmare difficulty viable. A1 is honestly whatever, right? Like, A2 is really good. Decrease crit damage, doesn't matter, but decrease accuracy. Like, this debuff is very good in Hydra. It's not the most important debuff, but this is actually gonna help your survivability a lot. That's why Lady Kim is so good in Hydra, because of decreased speed and decreased accuracy. And this decreased accuracy is guaranteed, so you do not need any accuracy build in this champion. You can push for resistance and speed and toughness. Alright, and increase crit damage. This is a trash buff. I think this is probably the worst buff in this game, but it's better than nothing, right? It's probably gonna give you like 10% damage increase, right? Something like that. It's better than nothing. And the A3, 3 turns cooldown, 25% strengthen, 60% increased defense with 3 turns cooldown. Alright, this is really good. Really good. Alright, I think Lady Kimmy technically is still better than this champion, but if you don't have Lady Kimmy, give this champion a try. Should work 90% the same. Alright, let's take a look at the epics here. Alright, Doom Priest, I think it works sometimes with the cleanse, but the only thing she does is cleanse. I feel like it might not be enough for Hydra. So next is Richter Wraith. I think this champion is also really good. Crazy healer. Alright, this is crazy healer, and with the revive ability and the A1, like I think this A1, after book it's 50% chance. I think it need to be higher, okay? I'm not sure like why player make this 50%. I think it should be like 75% at least. So the only problem about this champion is this decreased attack is not very consistent, but otherwise this champion is very solid. Great healer with a perfect fill on every champion, alright? Probably a budget Duchess here. So for the rest, am I missing any champion here? Maybe Golden Reaper is also really good, I think, for Hydra, but mostly for I would say lower difficulty. I don't think this champion is brutal difficulty viable. Maybe she is, but like I think she needs more if you want to bring her to brutal difficulty or higher. But don't get me wrong, this is a good choice. Very old school champion, increased speed, fill turn meter, 3 turns cooldown, and decreased attack. Alright, so yeah, it's a above average champion, better than the rest that I did not mention. For the Dwarf faction, let's take a look here. Maybe Beauregard, or maybe the Beauregard with increased resistance, but I do not have this champion. If you guys test this champion out in Hydra, let me know, alright? But I feel like her skill kit is his skill kit is not impressive, so I'm not sure if this champion works. And for the rest, so none of these are really good here. Alright, Geomancer, I don't think I need to mention this champion. Geomancer, I don't think I need to go for details about this champion. Alright, already very popular. So for the Dwarf factions, I think that's about it. The Dwarf factions, like these epics are really good, but mostly like these are budget choice. Rearguard Surgeon, very solid champion. I first used this champion to finish my Dwarf faction wars. She basically has every buff you need for PvE content, alright? And Grizzle Jarl, I think this champion is also good. Increased defense, block debuffs, and decreased attack. Like this champion is kind of similar compared to Rearguard Surgeon. So if you want to go with the low spending option, you're gonna pick one of these two. And I think Rearguard Surgeon is a little bit better than Jarl. Alright, I think that's about it for the Dwarf factions. Alright, now move on to the last faction, Shadowkin. I think there are a lot of great Hydra champions here. Alright, the first one is Lady Kimmy. Obviously, I think this champion is pretty much like a different version of Krisk. She has very good defensive stats, the highest base speed in the entire game. The only thing she's different compared to Krisk is she cannot protect your team like Krisk, but like her debuffs and buffs are just super solid. And also this passive is very interesting, right? So like if your champion receive a debuff, they're gonna get 5% turmoil boost. So you're gonna get a lot of debuff from the Hydra boss actually, and your team is gonna get boosted a lot. And then Ninja, a lot of people's favorite champion. At first I thought this champion is trash, but actually turns out to be top tier for PvE content. Yeah, I think like this skill here instantly activate HP burn, super good. Like don't worry about Ninja being attack based champion. If you want to try him out in Hydra, just build him full tank. Just completely give up on attack. Build him with full tank mode, and he's gonna be awesome. Build him in a regeneration set, full tank. He is gonna do a lot of damage. And then rest, let's take a look. Alright, another champion I don't have. I kind of regret for not pulling this champion. That's Kyoku. Alright, a lot of people say that there are nowhere to use this champion, but actually, this champion is top tier for Hydra. Alright, decrease attack here, weaken here, and ally protection block damage here. This is a 3-turn skill. Alright, if you build this champion with enough resistance, the Hydra head is not gonna strip block damage. He's basically immune to everything, right? So like, I kinda regret for not pulling this champion when there was a guaranteed event. I think there was a clanmate of mine used Kyoku on a Hydra team. Let me see if I can find it. Alright, so here, even though he did not one-key the Nightmare difficulty, but I think Kyoku is a really good champion for Hydra. Alright, one of the best. Yeah, like I said, I kinda regret for not pulling for this champion during the guarantee event. And the rest, Raiho, I think cardio is better, but she probably works. She probably still works. And for the epics, probably overall with a AoE A1 decreased defense. Otherwise, I guess that's about it for Shadowkin faction. Yeah, like I said, like if I missed any champion, it does not mean that they're not good in Hydra, alright? It's impossible for me to know the skill kit for every epics. But for the legendaries that I mentioned, I think that's about it. For the legendaries, I think that's about it, alright? So yeah, I hope this video can help you guys a little bit. Especially when it comes to those type of unpopular options. You might have these champions and you put them in the vault. They're actually really good for Hydra. For example, a Skull Vargo, right? Take this champion out and try him out. We're gonna have a new Hydra head and new Hydra difficulty coming into the game soon. Be prepared. Even though like this is not the best content in the game, I hate it too, alright? I think it's way too RNG. But I think Plarium said they're gonna do some tunings to the Hydra. So I hope we're gonna see some positive changes. Otherwise, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.